Hey everybody, welcome back into Tree of Life Oracles. I've been away a couple of weeks reformatting some things with the channel, which I'll go over with you in just a moment. But I wanted to come in and bring a pick-a-card reading for the days leading up to the Lionsgate portal on August 8th. The Lionsgate portal is a time of significant energies in terms of change and bringing in new energies, new motivations. We also just had the nodes of the moon go into the north node into Aries and the south node into Libra, so that's also changing some of the energies. And we also have Venus in retrograde. So then that's making things a little interesting when it comes to money and, of course, relationships with Venus. So I wanted to do this reading because these seem to be the readings everybody really likes. And what I decided to do to be different this time, and I think this is the way I'm going to go because I've had some people request more specific types of imagery for some of the readings. So what I've decided to do with this pick a card is to not only use 3 different decks, but to tailor these readings, the other cards within these readings, so that they're thematic. Okay? Before I get into what the decks are to choose from, one of the things I have decided to do, and it's simply because it doesn't seem to be something people are really interested in, is I'm going to be doing away with the weekly readings. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'll be doing small dailies on Instagram, the Tree of Life Oracles Instagram channel. And I'll put that link down below so that you can go to that channel. And those will be their little 1-minute readings that you can use every day. And get some advice that way. I will continue to do, for August, I will do the monthly elementals, but depending on how many people really like those readings, I might be stopping the fire sign reading. There was a huge difference in the number of people who really liked the air sign and the earth sign and the water sign readings. Not that many people on the fire sign readings, and that's okay. There may not be that many fire signs on the channel, and that's all right. So depending on what the interest in those looks like after August, the August readings, I might be doing away with the fire sign or the fire signs monthly readings going forward. So make sure that you like and subscribe those videos to the channel and to those videos so that I know that there's an interest if you really want me to keep that fire sign reading. Otherwise, I'm really going to be focusing on the little dailies on Instagram, and then these pick a cards. I'm going to try to get one big giant pick a card out each month, and then the elemental readings that I continue to do each month. And then we'll add from there. It's just the pick a cards, we can go in depth and they're more interesting, but they do they're a lot of work to do and upload. And so I'm just trying to make sure it's time effective for me, as well as for you guys, because I want you to be able to get the information that you're hoping for, that you want and need. So, having said all that, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very grateful for those of you that have subscribed and that are liking the videos and watching them and sending comments. It's really helpful to me. I'm still learning through some of this process, and so I appreciate your patience with that. But having said all that, let's talk about what these pick-a-card decks are going to be. Sorry, I just realized the lighting wasn't on. So the first pile is going to be using the Light Seers Tarot, and I also have an Angel Aura quartz point and a little angel charm holding a wand with a star on the end. And most of the other cards supporting this are going to be angels and mostly angelic oriented images, not completely, but sort of angel universe, heavenly images. That's going to be sort of the theme of that, okay? The actual readings for all three are going to be the same in terms of what questions we're asking, but it's just to give you guys some more specific and grounded images that tend to work together. The center pile, this is going to be using the white Numen tarot. And with that, I have a little, this is a sandstone wolf, and a different version of the Tree of Life charm. And this one's going to be using images that are more earthly and shamanic based information to answer the questions. Finally, for group 3, this is the Tarot of the Owls. I'm excited. I just got this deck a couple days ago. And we have this is a glass fishtail, okay? And we also have a bow and arrow, okay? And this reading is going to be focused on mystical creatures and elemental beings, and there might be some other things thrown in, you know, some starseed kinds of things. So this one's going to be really a hodgepodge of elemental beings, where this is very shamanic, and then this one's going to be very modern, spiritual, angelic, new age. So I hope that gives you a good selection of things to choose from before we start the readings. So what you can do is pause the video right now and close your eyes and take some deep breaths if you haven't figured out which pile you want. And there may be messages for you in all of them. So feel free to click on as many as you like. So we're going to pause for a moment, and then we're going to start with the angelic reading for pile 1. Okay, group 1, welcome in. So the questions we're going to be asking go as follows. What are the current energies that are influencing you prior to the new 8/8 portal energies coming in? Then we're going to ask where you are on your spiritual journey, and we'll add in your Light Seers Tarot for that section. The next question we're going to ask is what new influences and energies are actually coming in for you as part of the portal. Then we'll ask how the universe is going to help you to utilize these new energies and influences. And then lastly, we're going to finish up with some advice from Spirit. So let's begin with the current energies that are influencing you prior to the portal. So the first thing we have is potential. We have worry. Actually, I'm going to move that one over here. We have mysticism. And we have release. Okay. So, for you guys, I feel like you've probably been in a little place of struggle. Maybe you haven't been moving forward as quickly as you wanted, or maybe you feel like you've been in a preparation phase that just really hasn't come to fruition yet. And that's not only worrying you, but it's frustrating. And you're trying to let it go. I think with the release card, it's like, you know, I'm trying to let it go. And you're trying to remain in that spiritual energy, but ultimately you don't feel like your potential's being met. And so as a result of that, there's just worries and frustration that's really made things difficult. In terms of your state of mind, I'm picking up energy that's super stressful, and that it's, pressure. You might have been dealing with headaches or jaw pain because of stress and tension. And I'm also picking up that even if you've been doing meditations or, listening to crystal bowls or sound healing or things like that, even that hasn't helped really quell your worrying thoughts and your stressful energy. And it's just made you super tired, and you know deep inside that you've got that what you either want to do or where you want to go with life really has tons and tons of potential, and you just want to just toss it out and into the universe and get going. Like, let's get it done, let's get it done, let's get it done. And you really believe that it's has a divine purpose to it, that you really want to manifest, but it's not happening, or at least it hasn't been. And so you've been dealing with stress and strain and holding back. Let's pull some of the light seers on this just to get a little bit of clarity, okay? I shuffled all these multiple times before I started the video, so this is just a sort of a cursory shuffle. All right, so we have Temperance. So there's issues with balance. Oops, that one definitely wants to come out. 4 of Wands. Come on. What else we got, spirits? Yep, 9 of Wands. I'm going to put that right under worry because that's where that goes, right? Oops, both of these. It looks like both of these want to come out. So let's give it its 2. We've got the 10 of Pentacles and we got the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So yeah, this is really supporting. It's really supporting kind of what I was saying, which is good because that's why we do these readings, right? So the potential's been there all along, certainly the potential for success and that kind of thing. But I think the issue's probably been some balance. And it may be energetic balance for some of you. For others of you, it may just be work-life balance. Like you may just be exhausted because you've been doing too much, or having a difficult time sort of managing your life. The term 3-ring circus just popped into my mind. So maybe your life has been super, super chaotic. And that may be why. The reality is that you definitely have the potential, once you stabilize and act, and you'll have the ability to achieve your abundance and really work toward this long-term stable happiness that you want, this abundance. But the whole thing that's holding you back has been this stress and sort of persevering worry and things like that. So it's important that you really try to find that balance. That's really where Spirit wants you to go, is balance, balance, balance. And that may have been something your own guides have been telling you in their messaging with you probably for the last 4 to 6 months that needed to happen. I think you're making gains though. With 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles, it's possible that in the last week or 2, you've actually made some huge improvements with this. Because this is a card of really good stability, and it's also the 1111 card there. And it's also a card of celebration. This happens to be one of my favorite 4 of Wands, honestly, because it's, sometimes in decks, everybody's like, oh, this is the marriage card, this is the marriage card. And that's not really what this card is meant to be. This card is really meant to be about, celebrating stability And I love it because that's what this deck really shows, is that's what it's all about. So you're making headway in recent days or weeks. So let's find out, let's move into the next thing, which is where you are at this point on your spiritual path. All right, so from the Akashic Tarot, we've got the Akashic Library. I'm gonna layer those. We have Metamorphosis. And we have Forge, Don't Follow, Pave a New Path, Be the Leader that you wish you had. Okay? So those are really good, because when I look at the Akashic Library card, and this is this is meant to be major arcana in this deck. Now this deck is a very different deck because it's really looking at Akashic themes, but this is meant to be the knowledge and wisdom card, just like the High Priestess in a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. But the Akashic Library is different for the simple reason that it holds the records. The Akashic field is really where everyone's templates for their incarnations and all of their spiritual information and the records of all their many lifetimes, it's really where that's held. And the library is the place where you go to find it. So this is really looking at the fact that you've made gains in terms of understanding what your real path is, what you're really meant to do, or who you're really meant to be. So take that to heart, because that's really good. It means finally you understand exactly where your path is headed. And you've had enough metamorphosis, enough change, these pretty butterflies and things, so that you're making tremendous strides toward that. Where this Forge, Don't Follow card comes in is it's really reminding us to be the leader, right? So this is about you taking leadership. Don't be held back by your lack of confidence, because this might be new, or you might be uncertain about it right now. Don't be held back by your lack of confidence, and don't just be passive in it. This is about you taking charge. Everybody's destiny, everybody's spiritual path, and every incarnation has purpose. We're not really just here to lollygag. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some people who go, hey, I want to incarnate on earth, and I just want to live the good life and not worry about learning that much. I just want to know what it feels like to be at peace and to be happy and enjoy things. And that's probably true. But for most of us, we're here to really learn more difficult tasks, or more emotional understandings and spiritual understandings that actually elevate us to the next level, so that then we can choose even more advanced incarnations as we go along in our general soul's journey. So you've made that growth. You know where you're headed, and if you're not 100% certain, just really sit with it and think about it, because you're on. If you haven't already figured out what your path is and what the next step is and where you're going, you're about to. Okay? But you got to do it with leadership and confidence. I love this card because of if you look at the color, the dichotomy, you've got this beautiful ethereal, it's kind of a city, but it's kind of a forest, all this lush green stuff, this perfectly beautiful world up there. And then underneath it is the cosmos. This is where all the work's been done, right? Everything's been cooking underneath. It's all been done, but you can see where you're headed. But you've got to use your confidence. You've got to be confident, and you've got to forge that path forward so that you get there. Because you're definitely on the right track. Let's pull a little bit more. Let's pull a little more tarot. Sorry, I shuffle slow because I have thumb injuries. Okay. All right, Spirit. What else really is going to help us talk about the spiritual path, where group 1 is on it and where they're headed? Okay. All right, so we have the Tower. And it's interesting to me, but this Tower really, when I was seeing this card for that, like it really reminds me of a Tower card, and there that Tower is. It was just waiting to come out. So in this situation, this Tower isn't about knocking things down. This Tower is about divine intervention, right? What else, Spirit? What else do we have? The Hierophant. I love that Hierophant card. He's a happy spiritual being. We have Justice. One more, Spirit. Oh, it's this one. They want this one. And the Eight of Pentacles. Alrighty. So with the Tower, this is the divine intervention. This is really your spirit team and your ancestors and the divine coming in to kind of supercharge you. I love this one because you see the squirrel, and squirrels are really, they're earth-based beings, and they like to, they're always known for like hoarding their acorns and nuts and things like that. And you've got mushrooms there, which are really abundance of the earth, and all of these fairy lights and the butterflies, and this tree is still there. Basically, the universe is giving you a jolt of supercharged energy with this portal, okay? This is what's coming in for you. And it is going to really help you heighten your spiritual awareness and your, if you are spiritually gifted yourself, if you've got intuition or you're an empath or something, it's gonna intensify what you're capable of knowing and seeing and doing. Just stay in joy. Stay in joy. I know it's a hard thing to do in the world we live in, but stay in joy. It's really important because this is about bringing in justice. This is the balance. This is moving from a state of being out of balance to being a state of imbalance, of creating a just scenario. And it's all happening because you're achieving self-mastery with this Eight of Pentacles, right? So you are well on your path here. You're doing beautifully, Group 1. Perfectly. Just doing so well. So you've made huge gains. Huge gains. Just in I'm feeling recent weeks even though you may have made a lot of gains over the past year. And the last couple of weeks, you've really made some astounding improvements. And so that's wonderful. Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is what new influences and energies are coming in for you. All right, so the first thing we have is the Seraphim's Gateway. So this says voice activation, angelic attunement, and divine support. Okay, so your angels are about to go into overdrive. You are really about to start using that throat chakra to speak your truth. And so maybe there's something that you need to teach, or that you need to write, or that you need to talk about. Maybe that's where your path is going. But either way, we see all these gorgeous rainbow energies of the cosmos. They're really coming in to just, to blow your mind. You're getting ready to just put all that information that you have, all of that, the wisdom and knowledge that you have, that you've been working toward, you're ready to start speaking your truth to the universe. Oh gosh, look at this, the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. I'm telling you, Group 1, this is your time to shine. You are about to come in full force. All of us that are in these states of spiritual development and who have these other gifts and abilities, and even if you don't think that you have these abilities, but you have the ability to nurture others, or you have the ability to be compassionate for others, those two gifts, empathy and compassion right now, are just as powerful as any psychic skill, any intuition, any knowing. I'm telling you, that's the stuff that's actually going to change this world. Being able to use compassion and empathy to provide a platform for others who feel lost, or who may be lost for that matter. I mean, you see in our world today, there's so much going on that's just creating utter chaos, so much low vibration, so much fear, so much anxiety and worry. It's messaging over and over again. Having empathy, having compassion, having the ability to nurture others in a spiritual way, that's what's going to bring in this age of light. That's what's going to bring the age of Aquarius full force for everyone. So this is really important, group one. You've got some amazing things that are coming your way. The next card is Starseed. What lights you up? So for those of you that know that you're starseeds, that you've, been around the cosmos a few times, you might consider yourself a hybrid person. You might have have had extraterrestrial contact through this lifetime. Those abilities also, whatever attunements or adjustments that you've had in your interactions with star beings, it's going to just enrich who you are and how you're able to come full force for others. The last thing we have is, this is an angel. So this is, I'm not going to say this right. I'm usually pretty good with names, but this is Galgaliel. And I'm going to read for you because there's so many angels. This is from the Archangel Fire Oracle. I'm going to read Galgaliel for you, okay? Number 16. So this is a being that's really coming in to help you, okay? So Galgaliel is about power. That is the code, that is the key energetic principle. It says, what an angel to call on at the start of this incredible new era of change. Like a fierce Norse Valkyrie warrioress in her card, powerful Galgaliel's duty is to help us raise our personal vibration, and this is particularly useful as we collectively raise the frequency of the planet. That is just supporting all of these other fantastic messages. Wow. Galgaliel works to release the energy blockages that are preventing us from experiencing our highest possible timeline by raising our emotional frequency and bringing us back into alignment with the Creator, our highest source of light and love. Galgaliel has the power to harness and control powerful energy vortices, which she directs into our energy field and chakra system to clear negativity and to transform anything that is stuck. Galgaliel is known as the head of the Order of the Galgalim, otherwise known as the Chariots of the Merkaba, or the light body. She governs the wheel of the sun, energy and vibration. Her color is a beautiful glittering yellow gold, like dazzling sunlight. As she is a solar angel, Galgaliel helps you absorb the healing benefits of the sun and offsets sun damage. She also brings balance to weather patterns. Her message to you: your power comes from God and is the essence of love. Do not be afraid to use your power for good. Claim back your sovereignty and give yourself permission to follow your inner guidance. Take control of the steering wheel of your life and choose your direction. That's amazing. That's so beautiful. Wow. I love it. That is a great start, and it just supports all of this. How is the universe going to help you utilize these energies to the benefit of you and everyone else? We have revealing the truth that has long been hidden. And we have time out, and that's the tree of life, but yet in the cosmos. Time out. So here's the thing, what I'm getting for these. A lot of the information that you may have personally, or that has been hidden sort of collectively from those of us on the earth by whomever, whatever powers that be, it's time for the truths to come out, to overcome the fear messaging and the notions and the behaviors and the ideals that we have taken upon ourselves that keep us from our spiritual freedom, that keep us from our energetic freedom. And we've been in that for a long time with the timeout card. We've really been in that for a long, long time. But that timeout is coming to an end. And it's time for all of this beautiful stuff to happen. I'm also getting that for some of you, you may still have a little bit of time where your power is going to develop more in depth before it's ready to be unleashed on the universe. But let's pull some more. Let's pull some more tarot to find out about that. Spirits, can we have a little more tarot information? We have the Sun. Oh, wow. That is joy, happiness, wisdom. It illuminates everything. It illuminates our minds, our hearts, our energy fields, and the Five of Wands. So what this is saying is that you've had a timeout for as long as you've had, because there's been conflict. And whether that's conflict within you, or it's conflict with others, or a little bit of both, the sun is coming out to illuminate these truths that have been hidden for so long, and it's coming out to bring you to a place of joy and happiness and personal power and confidence, and that your soul, your solar plexus chakra and your heart chakra and your sacral chakra. So that's the blending of the masculine and feminine with the divine, all three of those chakras in the center of us. It's time for you to pull all those energies together and just radiate and be the beautiful being that you are. It's a time for positivity and to realize everything you have to be grateful for, even all the nasty lessons that you've learned. This is this point of truth now. You are about to shine, and you're going to be radiant and magnificent, and you're going to share your joy with the world. And that is incredibly powerful. For the last, let's talk about some advice from Spirit. Okay, we have healing energy. We have leave the past behind. We have the Eight of Raphael, which says there's something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. This is a spiritual quest. I'm going to slide these down a little bit. And finally, you have the Ace of Michael. This is the Ace of Swords. A wonderful new idea, a new beginning. You're going to have much better communication with others. You're going to have a breakthrough from whatever this has been that's been hidden. You're going to have that breakthrough, and you're going to move forward. Let's take a couple more tarot cards. Wow. This is fantastic. My Spirit is... There's that Eight of Cups again, same thing. Leave it all behind you, all the negative stuff, the old stuff. This is a whole new you. And you're gonna have success. Look at that, for victory. Walking away from the past, leaving it behind after you've absorbed all of these magnificent healing energies. And you're walking toward success and victory. That is an incredible, incredible reading. They're telling me to give one more card. So I'm gonna pull one from the Healing Waters Oracle. And this is that last bit of advice, group 1, for this truly, truly beautiful reading. This is amazing. Really, it is. Wow. This is called the Wishing Well. Unexpected gifts, kindness, and karmic jewels. Group 1, you are about to become that whole new you that you've been waiting to be. The time is now. The universe has your back, and you are about to be this shining, beautiful being who heals, maybe through words, maybe through music, your songs, voice, who maybe heals through hands, who heals through compassion, who heals through empathy and joy. This is a really, really beautiful reading, group 1. I'm going to leave it here with that. I hope that this has been meaningful for you. And let me know how this plays out for you once this portal comes in on August 8th. I can't wait to see how this plays out. This is beautiful. Thanks so much for attending, and please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Bye-bye. Hey, group 2, welcome in to your pick a card reading for the Lionsgate 8/8 portal. You selected the more shamanic based images featuring the White Numen tarot, my little beautiful stone wolf, and this Tree of Life charm. So what we'll be looking at today is the current energies that are influencing you. That's prior to the portal. And then where you are on your spiritual path. Then we'll look at what new influences or energies that are going to come in for you during the portal. And then how the universe will help you to utilize those energies to your best benefit. And finally, we'll get some advice from Spirit at the end. All right, I have already shuffled the White Numen, but I'm going to do it one more time. All right, so let's start with the current energies that are influencing you prior to the 8/8 portal. We have release. I love that tree. That's one of my favorite trees in any deck. We have gossip. We have confusion. And we have you're on the right path. Okay. Oops. Oh. Feels like a little piece of selenite that got embedded in the table. Okay. All right. So the theme of release also came up in group 1. It just came in a little differently. But I think that's really important for everybody as we get ready to enter this portal. And the beautiful thing about release, I think with the autumn type images on this, is that this is really telling you that you're going to as you release some of maybe these more, certainly the confusion, as you release the confusion, and maybe if you've had, this could be about gossip, but I think it's also just about releasing maybe some folks who you might have been hanging out with that really you don't fit in with anymore. Because you are on the right path. Spirit is validating that you are definitely on the right path. And so it's really talking about that leading up to this, you may have been in conflict with others, or just have spent a lot of time not really sure about if you're even on a path. But this is telling us that you are on the right path, but there's just things that you needed to clear and you still need to release. And I think this release is going to take you, whatever these things if you're, certainly the confusion is going to be alleviated. But with this, as you walk away, don't be alarmed if you start to walk away from friends or acquaintances, or even folks in the workplace or whatever, that they either don't have your best interests at heart, or they just are negative Nellies, or they tend to throw down the whining and the complaining or the gossiping or things like that. Don't be alarmed, but it's time for those folks to kind of naturally leave your space. Your energy is improving and growing and adapting. They're not going to fit into your energetic space anymore anyway. So just understand that there's going to be a call for some of those folks to go away. All right, we have the Page of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Five of Pentacles. And that's beautiful that comes out right there with kind of the confusion card. And then we have the Six of Cups. So that's really exactly what this is talking about with the Page of Cups. This is a new emotional, you're learning how to be in different emotions and in different feelings, and you're adapting and growing because of that. So you're learning to be a different person, essentially, a person than you, maybe very different than what you used to be. And a lot of that's going to move your forward, your creativity. The Eight of Wands, snakes are really about wisdom and the movement across time of humanity and energy and information across time. And so you've really had time. You've been under a real transformation over the past few years. And you probably have noticed that you started maybe thinking about when you had to deal with folks around you that really don't resonate with you anymore, that their attitudes, and you get tired of their complaining and all that kind of stuff. And it's just because you're learning a new way to be emotionally and a new way to be spiritually. And this being in this conflicted sort of this, fives are really about change and growth. And to be in places where you feel a lack of, like you're focused on negative, like I don't have enough, or I don't feel good enough, or why doesn't stuff happen for me? I think a lot of that energy is getting reinforced by others around you. And the reality is that you're moving past that with this Page of Cups. You are learning to be in a state of love for yourself and a state of the vibration of love for others. And that's what this Eight of Wands is. It's really fast energy. And it's really pulling you forward to be more creative and more actionable and more confident about who you are. So you don't need these other folks anymore. And it's okay to keep going and to walk away and move away from these folks that weigh you down like an anchor. It's okay to be out of that. And this is talking about the past. The Six of Cups is really talking about the past. Sometimes it talks about soulmates, but in this situation, I think it's really looking at the past. This transformative Page of Cups, this movement of being on the right path, this is really moving you away from your past. And your view of who you are now may be nothing like who you were before. So in looking at that, let's see where you are on your spiritual path. This is a reinforcement right here. So we have from the Akashic Tarot, we have Sangha, the community. This is the Eight of Roses, which is like the Eight of Pentacles. We have Moonlight. We have the Hunter. I'm actually going to slide these over. And we have the Rainbow. There, okay. What's interesting on these two is that the 50, number 51 is a 6, so that's about reciprocity. And it's understanding with the Moonlight that light and dark have to come into balance. We can't have light without the darkness because you can't see the difference. You can't experience the difference in the energies, but it needs to come to balance. And you're really moving toward a community, sort of your soul tribe, if you want to call it that. You're moving into a community of people who are more stable for you and are certainly more balanced and more focused on the things that you want to be focused on. And you've been hunting for this group for a while, but with them, as you start to find them and bring them in, what it's going to do is it's going to bring you into this beautiful rainbow energy of illumination. When we look at rainbows are really the refraction of light. That's what they are on the level of physics, is it's a refraction of light, and it's the color spectrum. But they're also vibrations, and they represent the chakras. And this card really, what I love about this one is it shows how this alignment is matching up, right? And there's also a bird. It's moving, a parrot, this stripe of parrot. This parrot's moving you forward, right? So it's all these beautiful energies creating this robust movement forward that shows that your auric field and that your chakras are starting to really hum and move into alignment. And the reason that's happening is because you're starting to focus and move toward this space of love and stability and getting out of this lack space, or from being around these folks that are they're not harmonizing in terms of energy in the same way that you are. The Hunter's a 27, and that's a 9. So that's approaching toward the end of the cycle. It's sort of the peak of the energy of the cycle before it all falls off. And this is a 41, which is a 6. So we have this is a 5. So, and looking at that, you're really moving out of one sort of a stressful cycle that might have been more about you trying to figure out where you belong and understand what the heck it is you're supposed to do and who you are and why you're here. You're really moving out of that hunter energy, that quest energy of, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Where am I going? What am I doing? You're moving out of that so that you can move forward into that alignment and light. And that alignment's really important because this says that this movement forward is going to move you to this perfect space. And it gets what gets you out of this seeking energy or trying to understand who you are and what you are and how you're supposed to be. And it gets you out of all this lack energy and, you know, negativity and that kind of. This is why some folks in your current reality are just not going to be able to make it forward, because they're not in this chakra, the movement of your chakras to align. They're not in energy fields that are aligning their auric fields like you are. And so you're really, really moving toward who you want to be and how you want to be and where you want to be. All right, and with people you want to be with who think the same way. Okay, Spirit, let's get some more clarity for this. All right, we've got the 5 of Swords. So that comes back to some of that conflict energy, right? What else? And the Hermit. The Lovers. The Nine of Swords. So what these cards show me is that you've really been in a space of soul searching, trying to understand what's supposed to happen. And this, I think the moonlight, I think this hermit period, you just have to remember, in this, you know, this is a number 11, which is a master number. But when you are in that hermit energy, maybe you didn't feel like connecting with others. Maybe you got sick and tired of connecting with others. Maybe you didn't have anybody to connect with. I mean, it could be different things. But when you were in that energy of connecting with others, or not connecting with others, you were healing all this time. You were starting to find that balance and move out of this 5 of Swords conflict space. The Lover's card's about a choice. It sometimes can be about relationships, but it's really more about a choice. You know, the Lovers is the number 6, and that is 2 times 3. So it's really just understanding that it's about reciprocity and it's about choices. The choice to make a decision. And it's also, too, it's like Gemini energy. It's also like the choice to balance out. And that's really where this whole reading is telling you that you're going, is that you're moving out of this nightmare. You know, 9 of Swords is really about your nightmares, difficulty sleeping. You've been struggling with some stuff, pile 2. And Spirit's validating that you've really had a struggle with feeling good about yourself and feeling good about your place and knowing what it is that you're supposed to do and where you're going and how you're going. But you're moving through it. You've already made a choice to move through this stuff. And again, 9 of Swords, it's a 9. 9 is that energy, the cycle that's getting ready to just fall off. Because even with the 10, while the 10, we think of the 10 as the end of the cycle, the reality is that you can break a 10 down into a 1, which is also the beginning of the next cycle. So you're really at the end of this cycle of lack and worry and maybe ambivalence. Maybe you couldn't make a choice, or just not feeling like you're you. We have to go back to this card though. You are on the right path, okay? So you needed to go through all of this, even though it was apparently messy and uncomfortable. You needed to go through all of this in order to get to the point where you're ready to move into community, the new community, and to be who you really are. So you had to balance out all these dark and light energies. And that's what this has been. That's where you're part of this spiritual path. So you're over the hard stuff, group 2. And that's a beautiful thing. So now let's move forward and see what new influences are coming in for you with this 8-8 portal, because this is where the change begins. Ooh, this is cool. We have Crystal Skull Wisdom, clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy. Yes, that's where we're going. We have Be Tender, number 32. So that's just saying validate. Spirit is validating that you have to be kind to yourself too. You're going to feel a little fragile, but guess what? You're about to get the energy you need to help heal that. We also have know yourself. This whole thing, this is really about helping you understand who you are and who you were always meant to be. And we have the frog for purification to clear out the clutter. So that's the kind of energy. So don't be surprised if you suddenly start clearing out your closet or tossing things out of your cupboards or taking stuff to the donation center, because you've got a whole new set of energies coming in for you that are really about to help you understand who you really are. This vibration, this high vibrational energy that's coming with this crystal skull wisdom it's going to really impact your third eye. So which means it'll impact your head. You're going to have lots of thoughts and lots of brain energy and lots of ideas and lots of probably this energetic, I don't want to say wakefulness, like implying that you're not going to sleep. That's not what I mean. We're not talking about ADHD here or insomnia. What we're talking about is that your brain is going to move vibrational frequencies higher. And that's what's going to help you to quickly move through how to be kinder to yourself and understand that you are, how you feel and what you need is valuable too. And you got to put you first, not everybody else. So if you're an overgiver, this is telling you to be kind to yourself. This is about you. It's about knowing your, whoops, sorry about that. I get excited and I knock the camera. I apologize. So this is about knowing yourself and then clearing out the clutter. And whether that's emotional clutter, physical clutter, behavioral clutter, people, you're just going to start clearing it all out to be on this path to be this new you. Let's throw some more tarot in with that. All right, Spirit, let's see what else we got going for this. The energies that are coming in to help us clear out the clutter here. We've got the Seven of Swords. We're going to move out of this. We're going to move out of this aggressive energy or defensive energy. Maybe you felt like you've been really defensive. You're going to move out of that. Where are we going? And we're moving out of this energy of lack. Think about the Four of Cups. Is this guy's surrounded by, there's three of them. And he sees the three. Oops, sorry about that. But he doesn't see the one that Spirit's given him. But in this card, he goes, oh, wait, there's a cup. So what this is really saying is that you are definitely moving out of any sadness or just sort of moroseness. If you've had some moroseness going on, you're going to move out of that stuff. That's where all this is going. This is healing. Group 2, you guys have had some real inner child wounds to heal, it looks like. And they're very real things. So you're moving into the next phase of this, and it's going to take you places. And then here's the Two of Cups. Balance, friendship, could be a new relationship. So you're going to start feeling more balanced, and you're going to start really finding people or a person, a new friend, a helper, whatever, that's going to really come in and resonate with you. And this is going to start out and then look at that, the sun. That's the enlightenment. That's a light enlightenment. It's empowerment. It is joy. It is happiness. It is success. The sun just makes it all shine, literally. So you're moving out of the doldrums and into the beautiful light of summer. I think that's so wonderful. So you're on the track, Group 2. You're on the track. So we've got the new energies coming in. So how is the universe and your spirit team going to help you to utilize these energies better. So we have, through new opportunities, you got the possum card, through opportunity. And then we have Hotso, the beauty way of the Navajo. I'm going to read you about that, okay? And then we also have Nanabakulu. She rests to create. So you're about to enter a phase of you're about to enter a phase where your creative juices start to come back. So even if you're still not as active in the world or as, active in the communities you want to be, the inside of you is transforming in a most amazing and powerful way. So you really are ready to move into the new way of being for the future. All right, so let me read to you about Hocho, the beauty way of the Navajo. You are my sacred earth child, and I am your divine earth mother. With unconditional love, I provide all that you want and need so that you may fulfill your sacred destiny. We will always belong to each other. With abundance and generosity, I support you, revealing the divine beauty meant for you so that the joy and awe shall fill your soul. Relax now. It is time for you to be healed. The beauty way reminds you that beneath the noise, beneath your worries and concerns, there is oneness between you and life. Even if your world may feel chaotic at times, even if you fear that you have gone off track, the path that will return you to peace, beauty, balance, and harmony is always here for you. You do not have to become stressed or exhausted to fix what isn't working. Solutions can come to you more easily when you allow yourself to drop out of the pain and into the pleasure of the beauty way. Sometimes problems will disappear altogether in this place, and you shall realize that they were nothing more than the dark creation of an overworked, fatigued mind. Sometimes you will discover a different way to look at things, a helpful vision gifted by Great Spirit, and gain the energy to become productive, applying a simple and inspired idea that changes everything. That really does support what we were just talking about in the preceding cards. That just sums up how things have been for you, group 2, and that you're really on the way out of it. You are the key to your own progress. And remember, that talked about being on the right path. This card tells you you are on the right path. On the right path. You are there. So don't despair about that. You know that you're on the right path. You're clearing out the clutter. You've gone through the dark night of the soul, and now you're moving on the other side. Now you understand that power comes from you, okay? And it's just a different way of looking at all of those energies. For Nana Baluku, she rests to create. Your energy is a precious resource, and there are ways of being that can enhance it, amplifying it, and replenishing it. Give yourself sufficient rest, and you shall find the way forward more effortless. Explore the lifestyle that grows your inner resources rather than requiring constant exertion and exhaustion to accomplish an endless list of external pursuits. You need this shift in being now because you are ready to accomplish more. So this is your prep phase. For this to take place, there needs to be less effort and more wisdom. Trust and value what can be accomplished through rest. You have more than enough energy to bring to life the sacred visions held within your heart. An increase of energy and peacefulness is indicated. You are guided to choose high energy people, places, and purposes. This does not necessarily mean that which is highly stimulating. Rather, it refers to that which regenerates you with peacefulness and joy. Give generously to yourself in order to be able to give generously to others. You have unusual ideas or ways of being that suit you but may not suit others. Work with what works for you best without trying to force yourself to conform. This brings well-being and creative success. Group 2, those 2 cards really sum up everything about where you've been and where you're going. Let's see some additional advice from Spirit. We have Grandfather Sky. We have past life emotion lives in you. You are expressing more. It is releasing. You have the horned cactus for resourcefulness. You have expect powerful change. We have the starfish and the firefly. So when looking at this advice, when we look at Grandfather Sky, this is the ancestral wisdom that comes from the universe. And it's really about understanding that there is, that the universe is ancient. And there's nothing, we use an expression on earth that there's nothing, there's nothing under the sun. Well, there's nothing really under the light of the stars in the universe that hasn't been experienced before. So you aren't alone. You always have the guidance of your guides. The sun, you see the sun rising in the clouds or setting in the clouds. And it's the cloudy time for you, the confusion, the fatigue, the things that had you feeling uncertain. All of that is setting for you to experience this new wisdom. Some of that stuff is not your creation. It is literally from your past lives. And it's releasing. You've had so many cards in here about letting go, letting things release. It is really, that was one of I think it was the very first card, this very first card here. Release, remember this one? Release, yeah. So past life emotion lives in you. You're expressing more, it is releasing. So just understand you're letting it go. This has been a process through lifetimes for you, but you have better resources now. And now, the thing with the horned cactus is it's actually an 11 card, 29. It's on a master number, which is spiritual maturity and awareness. This is really talking about you have resources, but also how to use boundaries with others. And a lot of what some of these cards have shown for you listeners in this group is that there's been people around you who are stressful to you, who maybe aren't the nicest, or they don't value you, or they're just always in negativity. And this is about you being able to put boundaries to separate yourself from that and use your resources to move forward. You're getting powerful change with this new moon eclipse. This is amazing. And fireflies, it's a light in the dark. This is Spirit's way of saying you have these beautiful glowing lights. They've always been there to guide you forward to the dawn. It's always the beautiful thing with fireflies. And with starfishes, the starfish is exceptionally strong and resilient. You don't realize, but the underside of a starfish's body is loaded with these tiny little suckers. They literally can wrap themselves around a clam or an oyster that's fully closed, and they can activate those little suckers and rip it open in order to feed. Now that's might be gross to some people to talk about that, but the point is that even though you have this beautiful starfish that looks graceful when they move through the water. They're graceful and they look so delicate. They're not delicate at all. They are hella strong. And they can literally rip things apart with the sucker by just wrapping their body around it. So that's really talking to you about being aware of your own strength, and that you know when to apply your strength. And it may be that you have been quiet, just shining your light gently, maybe being in the background, not being fully expressive or fully confident. You just chime in. This is telling you to shine your light, but be more like a starfish. Be confident. Be abundant. Go forth and use the strength that you have, and don't have a silent voice. Don't have a quiet voice. Have a powerful voice. I'm pulling one message, being guided to pull a message from let's try this one more time. Let's see. This is a message from the Healing Waters Oracle. Cosmic Ocean. Current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. This is telling you that you are ready to move this forward. You're coming out of this energy and you're moving yourself into the place that you always dreamed about, the place you always wanted to be. Be confident. Don't hold yourself back. Don't minimize your power. Shine your light super bright like that glorious sun that you got. Right here, the sun card. Don't forget it. Don't just be a quiet little firefly. Get out there and shine like the sun. That's going to bring you on your confidence. And you have this beautiful beauty way from the Navajo ancestors. And you have this wonderful incubation period with Nanabaluku to be able to formulate where you want to go and what you want to do, and do it with power. Do not minimize yourself. You were put here as a power player. And for you guys, if you were attracted to this reading because it's more shamanic in nature, wolves are the totem of teaching. They're not loyalty. They're the totem of teaching. It is the teacher. I have this wolf because that is my primary right-hand totem, and has been since I was 8 years old, when I met my first wolf in the forest. Utilize the power of your power animals. When you were walking along or you're watching TV or something comes up, be aware and really investigate the power of your animals. You'll know when an animal is bringing you a message. And it could be a bug, it could be a bird, it could be anything. I mean, just something you've never seen before, something you caught on TV, when your eyes lock with another animal. I encourage you to really find that and understand the power of the animal totem, because it can help you work your way into the place that you want to be as someone who is powerful and aware and guided. They're telling me to pull you another card. I'm pulling you another animal totem. Let's you guys have really struggled. You definitely have the dark night of the soul, and it's time to move you forward. So remember the strength and grace of starfish, and understand that the time of firefly is over. You're in the cosmic ocean. Spirit, let's give them The Roadrunner. Roadrunner, 43. All right. One more. And the Badger, number 3. All right, I'm going to actually read you the energies for these. For Roadrunner, this is a sign of air. Most birds are air signs. The attributes to the Roadrunner, the proper use of speed, understanding rapid change, being agile, and evading capture through quickness. The Roadrunner burst into your life to put you on notice that you need to make some quick decisions in your near future. There are ideas that you've percolated, possibly waiting for the exact right time to implement. Well, the time is here and now. Stop waiting. Trust that you have everything you need to move forward with your ideas and plans. Muster up the motivation, break it down into small steps, and go. Badger is an earth sign. Badger's attributes are as a storyteller, aggressiveness, single-mindedness, passion, cunning, revenge, perseverance, groundedness, knowledge of the earth magic, and wisdom. When Badger shows up, you're being told that you have to own the right to walk your path at your own pace. That's talking about that confidence. It's not for everybody else to dictate how you show up. You have the right to dictate how you show up. Okay? Trust that you're exactly where you need to be and that all you need to do is walk your path. Stay grounded in the present moment and be confident that wherever you are, that's where you're supposed to be, on the right path. The aggressive nature of the Badger is giving you the message that you are well within your rights to get upset if somebody is trespassing on your goodwill, your kind heart, or your path in life. That comes back to when we were talking about earlier about establishing boundaries. And that's this horned cactus card, remember here, resourcefulness and establishing boundaries. So you're going to move, you're being advised, I'm not going to tell you what you're going to do, that's up to you to decide how to move forward. You're being advised to move out of the soft, gentle firefly energy and empower yourself. Remember your strength. Remember your agility. You can do this. Your spirits are helping you. The Earth Mother's helping you with this powerful change. And you are moving into this place where you can establish boundaries and be highly resourceful. The sun is shining on you, Group 2. You are moving into the cosmic ocean. You're going to make your dreams a reality. So be confident. Be strong and move into your path on your terms. And don't let people tell you how to do you. You know who you are. I hope that this reading is helpful. I will be really curious to know how you're moving forward and how these energies come in with the portal. So I would love to hear your comments. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It just helps me get the messages out there. I'm so grateful that you joined me for the reading today. This is really powerful reading. And I think for you guys that have looked for these shamanic images, keep working with nature. Make sure you're taking time to be outside when you can. I know there's been a lot of heat waves here in the North America, but really get out there and listen to the wind and hear the message from the flying ones. Ground yourself and find your strength and your empowerment within so that you move forward and do you the way you want to do you. I think there's great things ahead for you, Group 2. You are moving into your power phase and you're moving into your inner strength. Beautiful things are going to start happening. So let go of the past. Cut away the people and the attitudes and the situations and the places that don't serve you, and move forward into this new place of independence and confidence and knowing your self-worth and making your dreams come true with your own presence. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3, welcome into your pick a card reading. You guys selected the Tarot of the Owls, and we also have the Glass Mermaid's Tale, as well as the bow and arrow. So immediately I'm getting the idea that you have your eyes set on some kind of target, but let's see where this plays out. We're going to be looking at the current energies that are influencing you prior to the 8/8 portal. Then we're going to look at where you are on your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. Then we're going to look at what new influences or energies are going to come in for you with the portal, and then how the universe is going to help you to utilize those energies to your benefit. And then we're going to finish up with some advice from Spirit. So let's start with looking at the current energies that are influencing you now prior to the portal. So we have opportunity. We have freedom. We have love. We got workaholic and a renewal. Now for you guys, I'm gonna have to shift this around because you got an extra card here. So let me move these around so that they are somewhat harmonious here. I'm gonna put the love card over here. And I'm gonna put freedom here, opportunity, and then we're gonna put in the workaholic and renewal. Okay, let's see. Oops, let's bring freedom down so you can see it. Do we have it? We do. Okay, all right. So, maybe a little more. There we go. Okay. So what I'm really getting for you guys in group 3 is that in probably recent weeks to months, that you've started noticing that you have some different opportunities coming in. And it's things that you really could probably work related, or I'll say career oriented, because it may not be specifically what you do. It may be something else, but you've really been looking to maybe free yourself from a specific job role or from your profession, or, you know, I'm getting the feeling that for some of you, this is about you really wanting to do something completely different than what you've done already professionally or from a work perspective. So you've really been hoping for an opportunity to get free of a situation where you've been either overworking or it's just an environment that doesn't support work-life balance or something like that. And you really want to do something you love so that you can feel renewed. And you know what you want to do. You know what it is that you love, but there's a part of you that isn't certain if you can pull it off or not. The thing about this workaholic card is every time I see something like that, it's really, you know, we always think the term workaholic means, oh, I'm overworking. Sometimes we're just working. It's not that we're overworking or that we're working too much. It's just that we're working in a situation or in a state where we have to be over energized to meet the productivity demands of whatever role it is that we're doing. I mean, that's one thing about it. Obviously, I live in the U.S., and that's one thing about work culture here is that we get hung up on productivity, and it tends to be about just doing. But more importantly, everybody starts to develop this, it's almost an anxiety-driven or a panic-driven energetic state in order just to simply get the work done. And it may not mean that you're working, that you have tons of work to do or long hours to do them. It's just when you get into the workplace, it's not super healthy in terms of energy, and then everybody starts to kind of get in crazy panic mode and that kind of thing. And so you come away from work feeling exhausted and drained and uninspired. And you really would rather have the freedom to have a better work-life balance and to really love what you do or do what you love. And I think that's where this bow and arrow comes in, is like you're ready to aim for something. You're ready to aim for something that you really want. Let's see what the Tarot of the Owls has to tell us. Spirit, what else? What else does group 3, what are they really looking at here? Give us some more information. Oop, that one popped up right there. 5 of Pentacles. So you're feeling like you're sort of in a place of maybe a dead end, or you're feeling a lack of resource. Could be that you don't think you're making enough money or making the money you deserve. Could be that. But I think for some of you is that it just isn't, it's a lack of enjoyment with your job, or a lack of kind of emotional abundance with your job. There's the King of Cups. So could represent a person. I think in this case, it's emotional mastery. You want to do something, you want to do something that you really love. And that's where it comes back here. And it could be that, or it could be even a person for you guys. Let's get some more information. This is Temperance, card of balance. Really learning to be inspired by what you do, be able to work in a role that gives you meaning and gives you joy and happiness and a place of balance, instead of having to be on the defensive or feel like you're being I was going to say lied to all the time, or BS'd. So maybe you're looking for some type of situation where you can simply enjoy what you do and have balance in life and not feel like that you're just being overworked and underpaid or undervalued at what you're doing. So I'm really picking up that this is really sort of, this is career focused or work focused. A lot of you are really wanting to change what you're doing. So that's really cool and interesting. All right, so let's see where you are on your spiritual path right now. And that'll give us some more information about you yourself, okay? So we have the 7 of Forces from the Akashic Tarot. This is about balance. Okay, so you've really been thinking about this work-life balance thing for sure. We have the Sacred Pool. It's number 47. That is a card of number 11. So that's a master number of spirituality. And then we also have the Dragon, Power. This is also an 11. Okay, group 3, you guys just got 2 11s. 11, 11. Here and here. And that's the Sacred Pool, and then Dragon, which is power. In the Akashic Library, it really has like all of your spiritual records from incarnations and what your purpose is and the paths that your soul chooses and all these wonderful, beautiful things. This is the 7 of Forces is like the 7 of, it's like the 7 of Swords, which is what this one is as well. So you've really been looking at balancing that out and not being in a state of constant mental brain drain, and energy drain. So balance is really critical. And what this is saying is that if you're not there yet, that's really what your path is about right at this moment. For you to really move into your destiny, you got to get that balance there. And the sacred pool is really about emotion. So we've got to balance out the emotions and generate power. So this is like wands energy. I love that glowing orb with the dragon. The dragon really is sitting on the power. He knows he's got it, right? And if you see, there's a fairy under the dragon. So basically, she's asleep, and the dragon's like, hey, I have this power. I can go do something. So this is your inner drive. This is overcoming the stuff that's held you back. And really coming into tune. You've gotten so many of these cups cards under here too. Emotion. So maybe, part of this is that you're just emotionally unfulfilled. And whether that's work or about your job, or even if it's just about, yourself or your relationships or just the state of your life in general, there's a lot of emotional play here for this, but you have more power within than you understand. You just need to concentrate your power, right? And understand it. And find balance with this stuff. It can't just be all or none. So if you've been operating from an energy of all or none, you really can't do that anymore, because that's what's draining you out. That's what's dragging you down. Spirit, let's get some more information on. Yeah, so we have the Seven of Cups. So this is about confusion, too many options. So you couldn't hone down, you haven't been able to hone down what it is that you really want because you're distracted, because there's too many options, or there's, too many thoughts, too many feelings going on. It just creates chaos. And then we've got Three of Cups here, which is really about, this is about kind of celebrating with community. And I'm getting the feeling that that's what you want. You want to get out of this confusion, and you really want to find like-minded people that you can celebrate with, that you can do something purposeful together with. What else, Spirit? And then we have the Six of Wands, which is success. And that's what this is really talking about, is you finding a way to succeed, doing something that you love, and not just something that you're used to or something that you're good at. And then we have Four of Swords, and this is really about rest. It's about going within and maybe meditating, and maybe you've increased your meditations in recent time. Because this is really about you. This is you finding your way. You know what you want. Maybe you want to do something that doesn't wear you out so much because you've been in a state of exhaustion, You're looking for success. So Spirit is telling you that, yeah, this is where you are. Let's see what this portal is going to bring in for you. What new influences or energies. So we have inner earth, the base chakra, strength and security, laying the foundations. Okay? So now you're getting some more guidance here. Woo! The Spider Woman, co-creation. We have financial constraints. And we have stand your ground. So in looking at these, the energies coming in with the portal, the energies and influences, are allowing you to become very cognizant of that power. I'm still pulling back to this dragon card with that concentration of power. that's really like the base chakra here. It's really about, see, this energy. It's the part of you that feels grounded and the part of you that feels secure. And when you feel secure, it makes everything better in your life. Okay? This whole idea of the Spider Woman, somebody is coming in to co-create things with you. There's something, there's someone who is going to be either influential in your life or working with you specifically to take ideas and do things that are going to get rid of the financial constraints that you've been dealing with for a little while. Maybe you haven't felt super sound financially, or you've been worried about, your funds seem to be like your bank account's like a sieve. The funds keep going out and you're spending more than you can replenish or whatever. And this is really talking about a total new phase of getting out of this idea of financial constraint and being solid. This mountains card, being solid, way more solid, strong foundation, and becoming a stronger presence. And you'll do it working with somebody or somebodies, because this is right over that 3 of Cups, other people, right? Creating new ideas and then really, really building that stability and strength. Let's get some clarity, some additional clarity, see if there's any more information. Yeah, there's been stress. You've also persevered. What else, Spirit? Oh, they want this one. Oh, yeah, and you feel like you've sacrificed a lot and that you've been hung up, like you just couldn't get going. But guess what? Here's the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning. This is your destiny. You've gone through all this holding pattern in order to prepare for this moment where everything changes. Divine timing, destiny, fate. The wheel turns to move you into the new cycle, right? And there's others, maybe one other, maybe multiple others that are coming in so that you can begin to really find that stability that you need. So let's see how the universe is going to help you to take this new energy coming in and then utilize it to your best benefit. And this says, remember, love is the key. Love what you have in your life right now. Also love what you do. Come from a place of love. We talk about love. We tend to talk about love as a thing. It's an emotion that you give a person. But the reality is that love is a vibration, and it is the highest vibration. So it's keeping you in that higher energetic state because you're loving it. It says life is an expression of you. It's more than existing, right? So this is about you embodying all that it means to be you. This is a great card. Jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. New stuff is coming in. It may come in. You may have had, like I know in my own life, you may have had an idea of how you wanted all this to play out. And what you're realizing is that it's coming in a little differently than you anticipated, but it'll be better. It'll be better than what you anticipated. And then we have the courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. You are multidimensional. You are exciting, and you are, you have great ideas, and your life moment of change is right now. So this is all coming in with this portal. Everything is about to change for the better. You are literally starting this whole new existence that you've dreamed about. And it's going to get rid of all that. And it may start with somebody coming in that you can co-create with. And that's okay. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Is there anything else that we need to know about these new energies coming in for group number 3? Let's see if they're going to give me anything. I don't think oh, wait, hold on. We got one. 4 of Wands. Celebration and stability. This is what's coming for you. And that's the 1111 card. You've had a lot of 11s, group 3. So you have done some serious work over the past months, maybe even years. All the dark nights of the soul, all of the working yourself to death, trying to make yourself better and deal with all your struggles and try to become the person you were always meant to be, and to do use your gifts to help others the way that you always wanted to. Maybe getting out of the mainstream, things like that, and doing something that you always wanted to do. And it's literally about to pay off, and boy, is that exciting. All right, let's get some final advice from Spirit. Serendipity. Enough said. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, this person that's coming in, or persons that are coming in, or opportunities, it's going to be serendipitous. You're not going to be able to predict it. It's just going to be like, bing, and it's like it was perfectly aligned in time. Let's see. We have the goblin, the wounded human ego. So this is saying that's going away. The woman here, the wounded human ego is leaving. You got to make fun. I love this little guy, because most of us, when we spend our time, because what we understand is ego, we're thinkers, right? We're thinkers, and we think that's how we generate life, and how we navigate everything is with our thoughts, choices, and decisions. So our egos become incredibly, what word do I want to use? They become incredibly, incredible constructs. And we tend to identify with the construct of the ego. I think, I don't even remember who said it, but I think, therefore I am. And that's not really true. You vibrate, therefore you are, truthfully. But I love this thing with ego, because our egos can be so much, they can be so strong. And when we're young, we need the ego to be strong, because it gives us our self-development, and it helps us understand who we are and what we want, and helps us to make choices and to be confident, and to find, to really find our own presence and our own strength of character, right? But then as we start developing our spiritual selves, our energetic selves, then we realize that the ego is fragile. And it also makes us afraid, and it makes us want to control everything, and it makes us want to give up when we don't see the things that we want to see. And so it really is, there's so many positive things to ego, and then there's a whole slew of equally and opposite negative things that are not so great either. And the one thing I love about the Goblin card is that now he's sticking his tongue out. Now you can you can make fun of your ego and realize that it was your own need to control everything, and your own being possessed of self that led to some of this process of becoming this empowered spiritual being that can change the world, that's about to hit divine timing. So learn to laugh at yourself a little bit. It's always good. It keeps us humble, and it keeps reminding us that our energy field and our spirit, our soul, our hearts are so important. And the ego really gives us a lot of boundaries, a lot more boundaries than we realize. And what we want is to be boundaryless. Remember this card, this freedom? We really want this freedom, the freedom to soar, the freedom to be powerful. So we got to learn to laugh at the ego just a little bit, okay? We have this trust that all will be well. It's hard to trust sometimes, but Spirit's reminding you, guess what? You can do it. You can do it, right? So it's really important to remember that the universe has your back. And I know, like in my case, and I don't mind saying this, whoops, my camera is tilting. I apologize. Hold on. Whoops. About that, my tripod decided to flippity-doo-dah. But what I was saying is that sometimes when you go through the dark night of the soul and all of the challenges that you have to go through in order to learn and realize who you truly are on the inside, it's real easy to think that you can't trust your guides and you can't trust the universe and you can't trust the divine because you've been so betrayed over and over and again by humans and your human lives and human experiences. And then you feel like Spirit's doing the same thing. But it's different. It's a lesson. And ultimately, you are a beloved child of the divine. And this is really about understanding, trusting all will be well. Because you've gone through so much and you're beginning to realize who you are. And what your power is. And how you can achieve what you need to do and still change yourself and change the world for the better. So this is really about knowing your own confidence and knowing your own power, even though you've been to hell and back prior to this. The last card I have for you is Obo Deer. Okay, and I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to read to you about this one. Okay. So that card is number 3. So Obo Deer says, do not turn away from your path, nor from what you know in your heart to be true. No matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate, trust where your heart is telling you, what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by Spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all that you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in a practical ways which contribute positive energy to our human collective. Obo Deer is the Latin basis for the word obedience. Far from conforming to authority, the original meaning was to listen, to hear, and to not turn away. The Oracle of Obo Deer is about becoming a sacred rebel, giving up faith in the ways of the world and embracing the ways of Spirit unconditionally. That means refusing to torture yourself with horror stories that society and your own mind conjure up from time to time. This guidance is encouraging you to connect through your heart with the spiritual light, wisdom, and guidance within. The Oracle asks you to believe in the power of Spirit to show you the way through all troubles. There is a message from our loving universe for you. You will feel it in your own heart. So group 3, after pulling all the cards for the other 2 readings, Spirit asked me to also pull a card from the Healing Waters Oracle. So I'm going to pull one last card from the Healing Waters Oracle. I think your reading so far it really shows triumph. You've been through the process of growth and change and the dark night of the soul. You've come out on the other side. You're stronger. You have people coming in to help. You have new ideas. It's all serendipitous. It's fate and it's beautiful. Remember that you have the confidence and the wisdom to be in the Spirit. This is your spiritual ascendance. And this is your healing oracle, or the Healing Waters Oracle, and call the healer, seer, priestess, or priest. It's your soul purpose. So this reading is telling us, group 3, that you were destined to be so much more than you've really given yourself credit for. Maybe you've talked about what your spiritual path is and how it impacts the world. Maybe you thought it, but you didn't. You meant it, but you didn't really understand the power of this. These 2 cards are showing you there is divine purpose to you being here. I hope that you guys will come back in the comments after the 8/8 portal and let me know how the portal's really impacting your movement forward to this really amazing, beautiful, life-altering path. I've enjoyed reading for you today. Thank you so much for listening in and choosing to sit in on my channel. I hope that if you haven't subscribed yet that you will, and certainly like the video. It just helps messages get out to other people. I so look forward to reading for you again, and thank you so very much for all your support with this. Group 3, you have an amazing future that's awaiting you, that's coming in really quick, and I can't wait to hear about it. Thank you so much. Blessings unto you. Bye-bye.